When the Memphis Grizzlies shockingly traded Desmond Bane on June 15th, questions surfaced regarding the future of Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr., the team's two other longtime franchise cornerstones. In light of the rumors, Yahoo Sports' Vince Goodwill reported that the Miami Heat could emerge as a top suitor for Morant if the Grizzlies make him available in trades. Speaking on his podcast, Goodwill noted that the Heat had inquired with the Grizzlies about Morant's ability during the 2024-25 NBA trade deadline. Don't think I'm breaking news here, but in the middle of the whole Jimmy Butler saga last year, one name that multiple league sources brought up to me was, "Hey, you might want to check on Ja Morant in Miami," Goodwill said via Athlon Sports. And I didn't understand the iterations of it. I was like, this is going to be a really complicated trade, A, because of Jimmy's extension, B, because of Ja's long money. Goodwill added that there were iterations of both Morant and Bane being shipped to the Heat as part of potential trade packages for Jimmy Butler. What Miami could offer Memphis. If the Grizzlies do entertain the idea of trading Ja Morant, the Heat could build a package around Tyler Herro, Andrew Wiggins, Nikola Jovic, and a few first-round picks. Fanspo's trade machine approved such a hypothetical trade. In the meantime, the Heat are said to be involved in talks with the Phoenix Suns over a potential Kevin Durant trade. According to multiple insiders, Durant has shortlisted the Heat, Spurs, and Rockets as his three preferred destinations. According to Hoops Hype's Michael Scotto, the Suns have named second-year center Kel'el Ware and veteran forward Wiggins as the two players they'd want back from Miami. The Suns have done background work on Heat forward Andrew Wiggins, league sources told Hoops Hype, Scotto wrote. Wiggins is owed $28.22 million this upcoming season and would likely be a part of any Heat trade package for Durant. A key factor in Miami's chances of landing Durant could hinge on whether the franchise is willing to part with talented 21-year-old big man Kel'el Ware, who's of interest to Phoenix. Will the Grizzlies trade Ja Morant? While it's fun to speculate about the Grizzlies potentially trading Morant and thereby hitting the reset button, ESPN's Brian Windhorst doesn't expect such a move just yet. The next question is, what about Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr.? And I don't know the answer to this. This is something that we're just starting to try to figure out with this trade, Windhorst told SportsCenter on June 16th. The whole league is now going to investigate this. We haven't heard from the Grizzlies yet, and if I was at the Grizzlies press conference, this is the number one question I would be asking. I wouldn't be asking about Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. I wouldn't be asking about Cole Anthony. I wouldn't be asking about those 4 first-round picks. I'd be asking, do you intend to extend Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr., both of whom are extension eligible this summer? Is that what you're doing now, or are you pivoting the franchise? So, to me, that's the big story emanating out of this trade. The Miami Heat are one of the two teams floated as a potential landing spot for Golden State Warriors' former lottery pick Jonathan Kaminga amid their pursuit of Kevin Durant. Hoopshype's Michael Scotto reported on June 16th that the Heat could acquire the restricted free agent via sign-and trade as their backup option. The Chicago Bulls and Miami Heat are two teams to monitor as potential sign-and trade candidates for Kaminga, league sources told Hoops Hype. With that in mind, the Warriors have also not ruled out the possibility of retaining Kaminga, sources said, Scotto wrote. The Heat's focus remains on bringing a bona fide star after they lost Jimmy Butler at the trade deadline. Miami has prioritized pursuits of Giannis Antetokounmpo, if he became available this summer, and Kevin Durant, whom they're actively trying to acquire, on their wish list ahead of Kaminga, who's viewed as a fallback option to the two superstars, Scotto wrote. Jonathan Kaminga fits Heat's timeline. Kaminga, the number 7 pick in the 2021 NBA draft, is looking for an expanded and consistent role moving forward, Scotto noted. Warriors coach Steve Kerr often compared the 22-year-old Kaminga to a younger version of Butler, an athletic wing who attacks the paint and gets to the free throw line. Their issue as a non-shooter made Kerr reluctant to play them together since they acquired the former Heat star. Kaminga showed what he can do when given the opportunity during the last 4 games of their second-round loss in the playoffs. The 22-year-old forward averaged 24.3 points on 55.4% overall shooting and 38.9% from the three-point line in what could be his final games in a Golden State uniform. Kaminga fits the timeline of the Heat's young core of Bam Adebayo, 27, Tyler Herro, 25, Jamie Jaquez Jr., 24, Nikola Jovic, 22, and Kel'el Ware, 21. He can grow with them. The Heat could send back Andrew Wiggins, who never found his footing in Miami, to the Warriors for Kaminga and a salary filler. Pat Riley vows changes. Whether the Heat trades for Durant or Kaminga, one thing is certain. They are not going back with the same team next season. Heat President Pat Riley made it clear during his end-of-season press conference. "I think we do have to make changes. There's no doubt," Riley told reporters. "There has to be some change." Riley's comments came on the heels of a tumultuous season marred by Butler's messy exit and culminated in an embarrassing sweep at the hands of the Cleveland Cavaliers in the first round that saw them lose by an average of 30.5 points per game. "There are some lateral trades that can be made to improve the team," Riley added. "Do we inject an alpha? A great player to help maximize our performance in those double-digit leads that were lost? It could be that simple." Antetokounmpo or Durant is plan A. Kaminga is plan B. Kevin Durant or Jonathan Kaminga. Multiple reports suggest Antetokounmpo is staying in Milwaukee. So the Heat's focus lies on Durant, the 37-year-old star who had only won one playoff series since he left Golden State in 2019. A trade for Durant reeks of desperation, but it's hard to blame Riley and the Heat. The Eastern Conference will be wide open next season after the Boston Celtics lost Jason Tatum to a devastating Achilles injury. Durant can elevate them to the upper echelon in the East, but doesn't guarantee they can come out of it with the Pacers, Knicks, Cavaliers, Pistons, the Desmond Bane-infused Magic, and the Tatum-less Celtics as viable playoff contenders. A trade for Kaminga will come at a relatively cheaper price and move that better suits their timeline. NBA legend Kevin Durant wants the Phoenix Suns to trade him to the San Antonio Spurs, Houston Rockets, or Miami Heat this offseason. Durant, who has 1 year left on his contract, is willing to sign an extension with the Spurs, Rockets, or Heat. Here's the issue for Durant, though. The 15-time All-Star doesn't have a no-trade clause in his contract, so he can't control where the Suns trade him. According to multiple reports, Durant's #1 trade destination is the Spurs. KD wants to play with All-Stars Victor Wembanyama and De'Aaron Fox. However, Shams Charania of ESPN reported on Tuesday that the Rockets, Heat, and Minnesota Timberwolves are more motivated to trade for Durant than the Spurs. The Spurs have the second overall pick in this year's NBA draft and Stephon Castle, who won the 2025 Rookie of the Year award. It doesn't appear that San Antonio will part ways with a second pick or Castle to get Durant, the 8th leading scorer in NBA history. A future Hall of Famer, Durant played in 62 games for the Suns this season. He averaged 26.6 points, 6.0 rebounds, 4.2 assists, 0.8 steals, and 1.2 blocks while shooting 52.7% from the field, 43% from beyond the arc, and 83.9% from the free throw line. Durant, who played college basketball at Texas, has played for the Oklahoma City Thunder, Golden State Warriors, Brooklyn Nets, and Suns. He has career averages of 27.2 points, 7.0 rebounds, 4.4 assists, 1.0 steals, and 1.1 blocks in 1,123 NBA games. The 36-year-old Durant turns 37 in September. He's a one-time MVP, a two-time champion, a two-time Finals MVP, and a four-time scoring champion. For now, it looks like the Spurs may not trade for him.